Hi there, it's Ruth at Artful Stamping, back on the 25th of the month with a Christmas inspiration for you so you can get started working on those little items for Christmas. And I'm taking inspiration today from a swap that I got at a training day with Stampin' Up. And the lovely Val Ringham made this beautiful little kind of Christmas ornament here. So I'm taking inspiration from it. I'm not going to copy it exactly, but what's really helpful is that Val has written out all the different ingredients for it, which is what we tend to do with Stampin' Up demonstrators whenever we meet. So I'm taking the 1 3/8 circle punch, and I've already punched a hole out there. Then I'm taking the 2-inch circle punch, and I'm lining it up so that I'm kind of making a bit of a donut shape here, or a thin donut shape. And then once I'm happy with where it is, squeeze together and punch. And to be honest, even if you didn't align that properly, it's just to create a base in which to add your flowers to. So the next thing I'm going to do is actually stamp some flowers out before I punch them out. I'm going to go with the little stamp here. Just rubbing a block. And pop that on there. And because I'm doing mine slightly bigger, I'm not quite sure how many I'm going to need. On the original one was, let's have a look, 1, 2, 3, 7. So I guess if I go for 9, then that will be, I need to press down a little bit harder. That's not showing up too well. That's better. Okay, so. And then I'm going to punch them out with the Petite Petals punch. And this is a lovely little flower that is a great size for fitting little flowers onto cards and scrapbook pages. It's just a really neat little one, and it's lovely when you curl up some of the petals. If you want a more 3D flower, there's enough of a petal to kind of manipulate, play with it. The other great thing about it is that it comes with a stamp set that matches it exactly, which is what Stampin' Up is just famous for doing. So if you're new to Stampin' Up and you don't know much about the company, please go to artfulstampin.co.uk. There you'll find my website with my blog and links to various video tutorials, and also the Stampin' Up store, which you're more than welcome to go and have a look at. It's open 24/7. You know, you won't get that service from a bricks and mortar shop. That's the great thing about being online, having a digital age that we can go and have a look whenever. So yeah, do feel free to go pop over there, and also if you like this video, do feel free to subscribe as well, and then you'll be kept up to date with various other goings on. Okay, I have a scrap piece of old olive cardstock here. This was real red, and I'm just going to punch out some little leaves because I want a few leaves in the background of what I'm doing. And to be honest, I'm looking at this cardstock and it's got a few little creases in it, but you know what, when you're doing little pieces like this, it doesn't matter, because I tend to try and give them a little bit of life by giving the leaves some texture anyway, so I'm going to be giving them a bit of a crease. So it doesn't matter if sometimes I end up creasing bits of card by accident. You know, I might sit on them, I put them in my chair and I end up sitting on them. But, you know, don't worry, don't throw them away. You can use them for little bits and bobs like this. So, right, how many have I done so far? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I don't think I want them to go all the way around, but I'll just add a couple more. And as you can see, I'm moving my punch around to try and make the most of the piece of paper, so I'm not wasting too much. Okay. Right, I'll just get rid of that for a moment. Get rid of my rubbish. Bring back my little donut. There he is. And I'm just going to start gluing. So, now, before I glue it down, I'm just going to use the top of my Tombow. See the top of my Tombow there? To create a little bit of texture and make it bowl up a little bit before sticking it on there like that. There we go. And I'm turning them to have the stamped side facing. I don't know if you can see that it's stamped. Will it go to focus? Yeah, there we go. Actually, I might do a few of these in one go. It's a bit easier to do a few. I'm just going to pop a little bit more glue on there. Alright, now this is the first time I've done a project like this, so I'm not quite sure where I'm going to be sticking the leaves. So this is going to be a bit of an experiment to see how it works. And to be honest, I'm thinking that these leaves are a little bit too big. I don't want them protruding too much. So, as you can see, I've just torn off the stem there. And I'm just going to pop the glue onto the last leaf. So I can poke it in there and stick the leaf down to the little donut area there. Okay, hopefully that'll come back into focus. There we go, it's better. Okay, right. Just tear that edge off there. Pop a little bit of glue. Ah, looks like it might work to have one in between each. There we go. I guess the more that you get confident with the spacing, you get quicker. I mean, this is the first time I've done it, so I wasn't too sure to start off with, but as I'm going along, I'm getting a bit more confident with knowing where they're going to sit happily and how much space to leave them and so on. So, and if you wanted to make a few of these, then you could do a, sit down and do a bit of a production line where you maybe punch out all the, stamp all the flowers, punch them out, and then, you could sit by the fire or sit watching the telly or whatever it is you want to do while you just stick these together, because it's fairly simple once you get going. So, and these would make really nice alternatives to a greeting card. It'd be really nice to maybe stick, instead of a happy day here, you could stick a Merry Christmas across the top there. So I don't know, if I do a little bit of a close up, you can really see what's happening here now. So we're nearly finished. So how many have I used? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's going to be 7. I think I've spaced mine out a little bit more than Val did. And that's why I'm still getting the 7 in there like she did. But she spaced hers a little bit tighter. So okay. Then not going to forget the leaves. Okay, that's the finished wreath. I'd like to put a little hint of gold on here, so I've grabbed the gold washi tape that's actually a bit of a freebie at the moment with Celebration. Now, obviously, if you're watching this post March 2016, then that washi tape is not going to be available. However, we do have some really gorgeous glitter paper, so you can use that instead. And I've just punched out some circles using the Owl Builder Punch, this one here. If I zoom out of it, oops, sorry about that, I just knocked my camera. And I've punched out some small circles and I'm just popping those in the centre, just because it's easier to stick something on rather than having to faff around with. Actually, I'm just going to tear that bit off the end to make it easier to slip into the punch. And there we go, it's very easy to pop the circles out. And there we go. And it just adds a little bit of pizzazz and sparkle. I'll just finish them off. If you find, like me, that sometimes the gold paper is getting stuck in the bottom of the punch, just use your pierced, sometimes you can just push the punch again and it will come out, and then use your pierce tool just to grab it and fish it out with. Okay, it's probably not a good idea to leave sticky washi tape inside your punch like that, so just be aware of that. I didn't want you to think that it was completely pain-free, this method, because Sometimes you do get little bits caught in the punch, so it's very easy to clean them out, but make sure you do actually fish them out. There we go. Right, so there we have it. A little Christmassy ornament. And then all that's left to do is pop a little bit of string there to hang it up. And then if you wanted to, you could put a sentiment across there too. So there's the original from Val that I took inspiration from. Very pretty. And that's my kind of Christmas version, which I'm sure you could come up with lots of different combinations of colours and images for this one. Right, well, thank you for joining me again today, and I hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see, and you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Periscope. Just search for Artful Stampin. Thank you very much. Bye.